Okay, so let's start. Welcome. This is Azure webinar about our platform for the construction management phase. Today we have some different tools we will present for you. Just to make everybody sure how to ask questions, you can do it under the question button, or else you can raise your hand if anything is wrong. I hope everybody can hear me. Nobody's saying anything else, so yes, let's move on. Yes, welcome to this webinar. Today I will go through AjourBox, AjourInspect, and AjourTender. And now I will turn off my camera. But just for your orientation, I also have my colleague Mikael joining this webinar, and he will invite you to talk about the AjourTender platform later on in the end of the webinar. So I'll shut off that one. Yes. So today we will introduce you for Azure, the platform, and as I said before, I will tell you a little about AjourBox, how to handle all your documents and drawings easy in a web platform. We will tell you about AjourInspect, how you will handle all of your issues regarding to the construction phase, but also in the design phase. You can use the tools. A little about how to manage your quality assurance with some checklists and so on. And at last, we will invite you. We will talk about AjourTender and how to make a tender in our platform and get prices from our project. Yes. So first of all, we are a Danish company. We have been existing like 10 years. We are 34 employees in Denmark, Iceland, Poland, and Germany. And we are very into construction industry because we all are educated from architects, engineers, or construction engineers. We are quite big in Denmark. We have about 500 systems or companies we serve with our tools in Denmark, and 25,000 users daily, and about 10,000 projects in our database. So how does it work? Our system is actually divided into two platforms. We have one for apps and tablets or the mobile phones, where the construction guys can go and get the information they need and create issues in our system, find drawings and whatever they do on their apps. We also have our web platform where all of the management of the system is been done. You can create new project, you can print out for PDF, you can set up new categories regarding to your inspection in the building and upload drawings in AjourBox and so on. But every time you make a registration on the mobile phone, you synchronize the mobile device, because we are also able to make a registration offline, so you don't need to be on the internet all the time. So then you synchronize your mobile device, and all of the data will go to our servers, our cloud servers. Our system is free to use for everybody, so you can invite, if you have a system, of course, you can invite every contractor or actors on the construction side or regarding to the project to look into the project files or data, and everybody is able to see what's happening on the project. Of course, there are a lot of rights you can add to every user of the system. I will show you later on. But where you need a license to the system, which of course have a cost, is everybody who is creating issues in the construction site. So normally it's the guys out in the field who need a license to a system. So that's how the business model is been done. Yes, first of all, I will show you how AjourBox works. AjourBox is similar to Dropbox, but just have many other nice features, which is very usable for the construction industry. So right now, you see a project here where we have our folder structure like in the Windows, and we can make folders secret, or we can add folders to a specific company which has the control about that folder. We can upload drawings and we can upload files, no matter what type it is. We can have a short preview of them, and of course we can make new revisions if you upload the drawings with the same name as well. Whatever happens on this system is coming out to the construction guys at the construction site, and they can see the new drawings. But they can only see the new drawings, not the old one. When we are making a blueprint of our project, blueprint and a project, that means when we're making an issue out in the field, you can set a spot on the drawing, and that's been done by drag and drop the drawings you need to have as blueprint on a project down to this folder down here. We can also view 3D files, IFC files in our system on the web or on the mobile devices. So you can upload all of the IFC files you need here, and we will collect them to one single model in our web viewer. So short introduction to AjourInspect before I will show you live. This is the platform where we are handling all our issues. So when we have a blueprint and a project, we can set a spot, as I told you before. The yellow one is just created. The blue one is completed from the receiver of the issue. The purple one is rejected from the receiver of the issue, and the red one is not approved from the responsible of the issue, and the green one is done. So you can handle all of your different kind of issues here in the system. We have 4 different kind of issues. We have supervisionary, we have project registrations, we have defects, and pre-registrations. The other bar you see here is the project. You can switch between the different projects you have in the system. And the folder number 1 is the project. You decide how the project is divided into different floors or different blocks or different apartments. So we can make a tree structure down here. So underneath we have the different groups regarding to the construction management team. So it could be the construction management, it could be the land over, the building owner, the engineer, architects, whatever, whoever needs to make issues on the project. On top, you can see how many registrations the construction management team have been done, and you can, of course, print them out and handle the issues right away from. You can export them to Excel or print them out for PDFs. The setup is like underneath the construction management or the handover, we have the different disciplines regarding to the project. So could be earth contractors, concrete, steel, bricklayer, so forth. So if we have the carpenter, you have different building parts, and underneath the building parts there can be some issues regarding to the level 1 category here. So this is an easy way to make a defect or registration on the field, so it can be done quick and easy. So this, on top of this window, you can see all of the categories, templates we have for the system. This is between different projects, and then I choose to take some of them down to the project, and I can create new ones down on the project, or I can just add some new subjects or whatever I need to do. So it doesn't matter for the standard you're making in the template folder here. So of course you can print it out as a report on PDF and then for paper, or we can export them to Excel, as I just told you before. So just shortly about the tender platform. Here you have 7 steps to create a new tender. We have some normal subjects we need to fill out, name and case, type of form of tender, deadlines, criteria, and contacts who need to add prices and material, and then material where we can add some drawings and descriptions from our AjourBox, and of course summary where we can see who is using the or want to give a price on this project. So the platform is all of your tenders is just lying down here, and we can see how many tenders there are ongoing, how many tenders there have been closed and just stopped. We can see how many participants there are and who needs to accept to give you a price. Down here we have the different subcontractors to the project, where you can see who is invited to make an offer, and that's how it works shortly. As I told you before, Mikael is going to take you through this module. Yes, we of course have some different ways to make registrations. We also have some called Azure Quality Assurance, and that's for the construction guys. We need to have some checklists to assure they perform as they would as they have the agreed to do. So we have some different control processes. It could be performance and process control, or it could be receive control, or it could be end control. So we have 2 different kind of colors here, yellow and green. And the yellow one is just created, and the green one is over, or it's over. So when you make a spot, you open this window on your mobile phone, and on top of this you have the different kind of drawings you see here. You have the different control processes down here, and the different construction parts or works you need to be done, and then there's added a checklist for each construction part. You can of course write a short text, and you can add some pictures and check out which subjects you have been done. And then we make a journal for all of this, and we can print it out on a PDF report if you want to. So as you see, it's almost the same as inspect, but right here we have just a different kind of disciplines. We are the different contractors we have on our construction site. So we can follow up on the carpenter, how many quality assurances has he been done ongoing on the project, and we can see all of the checklists and so forth. Yes, but right now I will show you how the system works. on a live web page in just a moment. Yes, so here you see it is like when you have your own system, you get your own web address and you have your own web page for your system. So right now I have all of these possibilities to enter. But just to show you how to create a new project, I will go to administration. In here, I can press on properties of projects, and I can create a new project and call it whatever. It could be like that. Right now, I won't create a new project, but you just press save, and it will be added to your system. When your project is done, you can press like archive properties, and then it will go into this folder and be hidden from the system. Our user administrations is like just a list of all of the different persons you have added to the project or your system. So if I need to create a new one, I can go up here, press new, and I can add a person, and then I need to create a company or add him to an existing company and create a new role. We have some predefined roles, which will give him some predefined rights in this. So if I have the opportunity to add him to an administrator role, or consultants, or contractors, or facility manager, project administrator, or tender user. So if I make him an administrator, I have to choose a property. Could be the house of the year, and I will get some rights for the different applications we have in the system. If I take like a consultants, I will have fewer rights because normally he doesn't need to create issues, as many issues, and have the same rights to view the project files as the administrator does. So that's how it works. I won't go through the rights and the roles because it's a little bit administrative rights. So, okay. I can always see which project the different persons has been added to, and if I choose to see one project here, also the year, I can see the two persons who are added to this project. But as I told before, I have already created a project for this webinar, and that project is called Project Webinar. Very creative. But now I have entered AjourBox, and I will switch to the project I just told you about, Project Webinar. And in top of our folder structure here, you have a global folder. So this global folder goes beyond project level, so it's like a company level folder. We have all of the different tender project folders down here. So when I get the prices in my tender project, AjourTender, and I have closed the tender and ended it, I can make a copy of all the documentation right down to AjourBox, where there will be a closed folder for all of the project material. But further on here, folders on the project, this is where I upload and work with all of my drawings on the project. So right now I haven't added any drawings, so now I will upload some drawings for the project, and I do that by press this button called Upload Files, and then I will find the right folder to upload from. So right now I can choose one, I can choose all of the drawings. If I have a zip file, I can upload that as well, and it will be added to the as well. So here I can make a new description. So it could be I only want to have a name on this drawing called site. And the next one could be just the ground floor. And so on. So now I will press start. And my files will be added. If I have some project changes and I need to upload new new drawings, I can just press this button again, and I will show you how that will be creating a new revision of the drawing. I'll only take the elevation plans. So start upload. And now there won't be added new files, but there will just be a new revision of the drawing, which is called revision A. So as I just told before, we can add a description. So this one I just call site, ground floor. If you don't add any new name for the file, a new description for the file, it will just be called the same as the file name is. We can see the size of the document, and we can see when it has been uploaded. So if I press on this elevation, I can edit the file, so I can give it a new revision, and I can make a new name for it as well if I want to. So, but also I can see old revisions. So here I can download the old files. I have a full log on whatever has happened to this file. So whatever has been done, if somebody has downloaded it or upload a new version or something, it will be added to my log on the document. I can also create a comment, but I can also delete it, of course. If I press here, I can use this link and send it to another person in an email or whatever communication tool they want to use, and they can enter the document if they have rights to this specific project. Yes. So now I have these drawings, and if I need to make some hidden folders for the others on this project, I can go in here and I can press edit assignment. And in here, I have a list. Right now, it's only Azure system who has been added to this project, but all of the companies who has been added to the system will be shown here. So right now, I can only add or make permission for this folder to Azure company. So I press on this one and I'll press save. So you can see there's like some persons on this folder now, and it means that only guys, persons from Azure system can see what is in this folder. All of the normal folders here are public folders. So by public, we mean everybody who has been added or has been invited to participate in this specific project. We also can hide folders or make them secret, and that means it's only the administrator or the project responsible person who can see this economy folder. I can also create the other folders, closed folders, so that's how it works. When I upload drawings, It's just like this, a PDF drawing. If I press here, it will be downloaded in my to my computer. If I want to upload a 3D model, I can do that just by press upload, and then I will upload some IFC files. And when I've uploaded my IFC files, I can go in here and press synchronize with BIM viewer. Right now it has been synchronized, so I can only desynchronize it. So here you can see there is a preview of the IFC file as well. If I press here, I can extend the window. I can also press here for open a new folder in my browser. So that's what I'm gonna do. It can take some time, so I'll just show you on this one instead. So right now these 3 files have been uploaded to my BIM viewer. I can see all of the 3D models here. I can choose which one has to been the master file for 2D and for 3D drawings. You can see old versions and revisions. Here I can change the 2D drawing, and I can go into a specific room by click to it. And if I open this eye, I can see the information regarding to the object I select. So this one is a Danish model. I'm sorry, but yeah, this is the door, and you can see the measurements and the size of the door here. I can go outside of the model, and if I press on this, I have some tools. I can make a section box if I want to do that. And I can see what is being going on inside the building. We have a lot of different tools here, so I can see hide or show others or select parents and make some different views on my model. So right now I can see all the ventilation in the viewer. So I won't go through all of these different tools in the BIM viewer, but we have a lot of different opportunities to use the 3D files we have been uploading to AjourBox. Also, as I told you in AjourBox before, we can copy this link and send it to a person. This link will be open in 1 hour. So if they're using it before 1 hour, they can see the 3D model without having a user to the system. We can also set up some different kind of things in the door. So we can add a joystick, we can add a wall mode, we can switch the speed and the rotation of the mouse and so on. Yes, but right now I've been created that project I want to use, and now we're starting the building phase. So all of the drawings have been uploaded. I need to make a blueprint where my construction guys can control the construction management process on the construction site. So I will add all of my plans here, and then I will just drag and drop them down to my project web view. Right now, these have been added as blueprints, so when I can go my when my construction phase is starting, I can make the issues on the construction side regarding to the drawings that have been put down on blueprints on project. So this is AjourBox, and if there's any questions, you're of course welcome to ask. But right now we have no questions, I see. So we just move on a little. I need to add a tool called Reflector, so you can see what happened on my mobile device. So now I have switched to my mobile, and I will enter our app here. When you enter Azure, you need to enter the right system and add your email address and of course a password. So now I'll go into Azure and my settings, and I will change language for English, and we'll just go on once again. So here I can see my different files from AjourBox. So whatever has been added to this folder structure here, I can see all of my different kind of drawings have been created. Now I can download it and view it and build regarding to what's on drawing. So if I need to make a registration, I have the different blueprints in my project right here. Nothing has been added, so I will synchronize, and now we will get the newest drawing from my system. So let's say I have an issue on a window, so I will go to the first floor and find a window. It could be the window right here. And now I can say it's for the carpenter, and he needs to look at this window. And I can also add there's something about the joint which is too small or too wide. I will take a picture of the window, use photo, and I can add a message, whatever I need to write. Can also speak in it as well, like, dude, when I have created this issue, I can send it to one of my contacts on the project. So right now it's only Azure, and I will send it to Michael Stair, and I can say, please fix this before 5 days. And now he will receive an email this evening where I can see all of this, all of the registrations who have been added to his email address. When Michael wants to answer this defect, he can say complete, and he can create a comment. Has been done. And he can take a photo like that. Use photo. And now he have making a photo so we can see everything has been fixed as it was supposed to be. So as the creator of the issue, I can approve it or make it not approved. So that's how it works. See, the spot is on the drawing, and I can always enter the issue again and created, approved and not approved. Then I will synchronize to the database, and the issue will be uploaded to our system, and I can show you in the computer right away. So when I enter AjourInspect, we can see there is one defect, and it is the window. It has been connected to the first floor. It is the construction management and the carpenter and the window, and it joined with. I can see the subject, and I can see the status on the issue. I can also create an issue from my computer. It is quite easy as well. You just need to find some pictures. Could be this picture. I'll drag and drop it down here. I can make a registration drawing. It could be an elevation. It could be right here. Okay. Of course, I can send it to somebody. It could be the bricklayer. And exterior masonry. I can write a note for him, and I can just say save. So now there's been created an issue, but it has no receiver. Then I will change receiver and add it to Azure System and Michael. So now he will receive a new issue, and he can make it complete or reject it, just like before. In here we can print all of our issues. So whatever report you need to print to, you can do that, or you can export it to AjourBox, where all of the files will be added to the folder down in AjourBox. Right now I'll just try to print it out, and afterwards I can show you how to print it to AjourBox. Here we can say I want to create on the project level. And I press next. And then they ask, where should I put this file? In my quality assurance folder. Right here. So now the file will be added to my folder. On top I have my notification center, and I can see all of the prints I've been doing. So here I have a one-pager with all of my information on. I can also just go to the AjourBox by the link we have created here and find the file in my quality assurance folder right here. So it will be the same file as I just showed before. That was a short introduction to AjourInspect and AjourBox. Now I think Michael will take you through the AjourTender. So let's see. I'll just change my. I just need to add Michael as a presenter to the webinar. So just a moment.
Hello, this is Michael here. I'm going to show you how the AjourTender works. First off, I will start by creating a tender. We choose our project which is the project that it depends on. It was the project that Asmus created before. It needs to be the right project where you have the drawings and all the description that you need to use for the tender. We will just call it a house. We can give it a short description. Here we have the our opportunity to have the prices shown right away. So when the contractors upload their offers, we can see them right away. But it's also possible not to have it this way, so you have the offers available when the tender is finished. We will just go on without it. Or I'll put it on. We'll create tender. Okay. Then you need to go through these 7 steps. It's the tender name, the number, description, contract and entity, that could be the landlord. We could put on a website. We could put on a contact persons. It's often the person that administrates the tender. It could be Peter. Price. And we can also put a phone number or an email or anything else. It's possible to put the currencies in some different ones. We will put it in euros. It's possible to put in that it needs to include taxes. We can put on an image. So it will be shown on the front page. Then we will go on to the types and forms. The tender types is often if it's a private tender, it's an open procedure, so everybody can go and give an offer on the project. If you choose the open procedure, it will be possible to see the tender on the front page of your Azure system. We will make it an EU public procurement. And in both the type and the form, it's possible to make your own type and form. We will move on to the deadlines and when the tenders will start. We think it will start to set it for $13.50 today. The deadline for question, it's possible to ask question within the system. So therefore you also have to put on a deadline of where this possibility ends. You have to put on a deadline for offers or applications. Criteria, it's a criteria of who wins, of how you win the tender. It could be the lowest price, or it could be the most experienced contractor and things like that. Here it's also possible to add a criteria yourself. In the selection criteria, it's often used, let's say, for example, that you've put on 3 criteria. It could be 50% price, 20% quality, and 30% social housing, for example. And it could also be of how experienced the contractor is with this assignment. When you put in the contracts, it's here where you divide them into the groups of the contracts. It could be a main tender, a main contractor, or it could be divided into subcontractors. We can put carpenter, put on a bricklayer, and so on and so on. And when you want to invite some people, you click at the contractor, invite bidder. It's possible to add a new user at the moment, or you can go back and add an existing user. Sorry. We'll go to bricks and stones. We will have Brian Bricklayer. Close. We will move on to how to upload the material. It's possible to upload the materials directly into the tender folder, but it's also possible to go down and use the documents and drawings you already have. We can pull this up, and I'll say if you have to copy this folder. Now it has all of its folders and filers within the tender. The last page, it's the summary. It's how it looks with all the overview of the tender. There's the tender details of which project is used, the contracted entirety, the tender number, tender type, and so on. There's also a direct link to the ESPD if it's a project within the limits of the European Union with the price and so on. We will try to approve, but it says you cannot approve it because there's something you forgot to fill out. I will go back, say lowest price, and it will change to green, and I have the possibility to approve it. Now the tender is approved, and it has already started, as I said the time just now. Here you have an overview of how many is participating, how many has rejected, and how many is missing to answer. There's how many tenders or pre-qualification that has been uploaded, number of contracts, questions and answers. It's possible to put out a revisited page, for example, if something changes in the project, if there's a new drawing or a new project planning schedule or a new description on how to do their work. The tender offers has the possibility to ask questions within the system. There's the tender material, where you can download all the material. I just have to reload the page. Oh, sorry, I will be back in. The material will be here. It's possible to download it alone, or you can just press download all tender documents. But I have invited a user. Let's go and see how his screen will appear. As I am here as the tender administrator, I can look at everybody that's invited and things like that. But the tender offers can only see the materials and their questions and the revisited pages and things like that. It's not possible for them to see the other tender offer. Brian, which I have invited, has received an email saying that he has been invited to a tender called House, and the email says when the tender starts and when it ends. It's possible for him to accept he wants to participate in the tender or say he don't want to participate in the tender, but it's also possible to do within the system. On this screen, I'm logged in as Brian. I will go into my tender page and see I am currently active in 2 tenders. I will go into the house. It's possible to participate in the tender, or it's possible to reject the tender. I will participate. When I participate, the tender PQ folder will be available for me. This is where I can upload my tender offer. It's possible for the contractors to invite subcontractors within the system, so they can look at the material if, for example, they have to give the price of some of the project. When I upload the tender, I will press the button. I will show you how to ask a question. Submit question. I will say, how many square meters of walls is there? The question is submitted, and the tender administrator will receive an email saying there's a question waiting for you at the tender. There's of course the revision pages. It's only the tender administrator who can make them, but he can, as I told before, it will also be sent out by an email. It's possible for, as I talked before, to invite users. If Brian he needs somebody to help you, he can fill in the forms, and the person will get an invitation by email saying that he wants to. He has invited you to this project, so you can help him how to give the right price. But let's try to upload a tender. You can put in a disclaimer if there's something you only want to give your price if this is fulfilled, and then you can put in your price. Could be 50,000. You can upload a tender file. To be the offer, and say upload tender. The tender is now added and is ready for the tender administrator to see. It's possible to upload additional files if there's some documents they need to put aside the price. It could be something explaining their experience of how many houses they have built, or how many things they have done for the social community, and things like that. But let's try and go back to the tender administrator page. As you see, the tender is uploaded, and because when I created the tender, I wanted to have visible prices. I can see the prices right away, and it's possible for me to download the offer and look at it that way. When the tender is finished, there will be a folder here that will contain all the tenders with all the documents regarding the tender. I have nothing more regarding the tender. We can look at the questions, and here I have the possibility to answer Brian, saying, and this is how it's done. That's what was all I had to show on the tender. You have anything more to add, Asmus?
Again, now I'm back here. We have just had some questions about if we could show the FM tool. We don't have much time, so I'll just show you how to work on it from the PowerPoint. Just a moment. So what I can say about the FM tool is that it's been based on construction parts, cards, as we call it in Denmark. So this is where all of the information regarding to the construction part has been added. So we have a responsible who needs to create or to maintain this building part. We have some information about the building part. We have a warranty start, and we have some amounts. It could be pieces, it could be square meters, or whatever. And then we have some information on use areas as well. We also have a expected lifetime. So this is whatever information needs to be put on the building part. Now we can add drawings, we can add photos and get them shown in the middle of the card, and we can add documents. It could be descriptions, it could be data folders, whatever you need to add to this construction part. And now the smart part of this system is that we have some components which needs to be fixed or have some activities regarding to the maintenance. So the component has a name, it has an amount, it has a type and a product, and then it has an activity you need to be doing and a range and due dates. So you can set the range to 1 week, or you can set it to 2 times each week, or whatever you need to be done. So all of these different components, they will be creating a plan, like a time schedule with some job cards in. So you can see all of the yellow spots here are the components which needs to be you need to create some assignments for these components, and the yellow one is 14 days out in the future. They will be added to this plan. The red one hasn't been you haven't been create any issues on the red ones, and the green one has been done in the time, of course. We also have all of these job cards visible on our mobile phone. So in here you can find all of the different job cards which has been sent to your profile in the system, and we can have an overview of how many subjects you need to be visionary just in the future and in the past time as well. So this is a very easy way to ensure that everybody make the right facility management on the project, and it is easy to get an overview of all the different kind of jobs you have on the project. You can of course get this plan shown by a single project or for all of your properties in a system. We can have sub projects or properties underneath, so we can also filter it on a single job or component or a date or a single user. So whatever you need to get the insight into in the system, you can have it. Of course, all of our system is driven by data, and all of these data you can take out of the system, and you can make some insight dashboards in, for example, Power BI, as this one has been created. So we can, of course, export all of the most of our data into Excel or JSON or whatever you need to export to, and we can have a look between project, have an overview of all of our projects in one place. So that's how the system works. We are ran out of time. I'm very sorry that we couldn't get around the whole system, but in the new year we will have a new webinar when you're welcome to participate. And of course, if you have some questions or you need to have a online meeting with us, you are very welcome to write to our email address. Our email address you can find on our webpage, or you can have it right here. My one is al at ajursystem.dk. Yes. I have also added some handouts to this webinar, and you're of course welcome to download all this stuff. And if there are any more questions, I will just answer them, but I'm not sure there are any more. Yes. So I just want to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and hopefully we will talk to you again in the new year.